All right. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Your boy Ghost here today. Saturday. You know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That means it's GTRC Racing Day. And we're here for the start of the GR3 Championship Series. This is round 1, season 2. And we're heading over to Bathurst, ladies and gentlemen. So we're way down under. We're in Australia. And, of course, an iconic racetrack down in Australia. I tell you, in the sim racing community, the buzz in the Australian side of the racing community is all about Bathurst. They love this racetrack. Real life, it provides some pretty interesting viewing. We won't be having animals running across the track here today, as they don't have that function in the game, thankfully. But we're going to be here for 90 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Group 3 series. There are some cars that have been banned from the series just due to the difference in the BOP settings. And BOP, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to sim racing, is balance of performance. So that's correct. All the cars are balanced for performance so that they're all equal. So we're going to see a variety of manufacturers on the track here today. This is just an individual series this time around for this season. This is not a team deal, so all these drivers are racing for themselves. And we should have a full grid here today, ladies and gentlemen, so this is going to be absolutely splendid. So we are in the official lobby, as you can see in the background. We're going to lose my mug. Just wanted to say hi, love you guys. But now we're shutting it off. Woo, peace. All right. We still here, though. It's the magic of a hotkey, baby. We got to love it. All right, so we're going to turn some game audio on for you guys before we get started, so we don't make that mistake. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we're here at the GTRC, and what that means is the Gran Turismo racing community, ladies and gentlemen. And they also have a YouTube channel if you're viewing here at GT45 Gaming, and you can just search the GTRC, and it's the exact same picture as the thumbnail on the video on YouTube here. And we are only streaming on YouTube on GT45 Gaming here today, just to make sure that, of course, both platforms for GT45 and the GTRC are running nice, clean, smooth, efficiently, so you guys are getting just absolute premium broadcast. Yeah, so changing it up a little bit. But it's going to be a fantastic race here today. Bathurst again. Very tricky racetrack, 90 minutes. We also have this beautiful new function in Gran Turismo 7, ladies and gentlemen, that gives us progressive time of day and weather, so that will factor into the race here today. And I honestly don't even know what the race settings are for the race, so let's go take a look. Alright, so we got grid start, false start check, of course fastest first, which will be done in qualifying, which will be starting here shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Damage is on, it's on light. So tire wear is 3 times, and fuel consumption is also 3 times. We got Group 3 class, no tuning, BOP on, tires are racing. I believe it's... I don't know what the tire restriction is. There may not be a tire restriction, so it'll be interesting to see. I mean, it's going to come down to strategy, obviously. And then, of course, all our regular lobby settings that you expect to see in a sim race, ladies and gentlemen. You have certain assists that are allowed, like anti-lock braking system, the traction control system. Depending on the league, sometimes some leagues will allow the driving assist as well for driving lines. We have Eduardo coming over with a big follow on Facebook during off-stream times. We're going to give him this big shout out here now, and we'll give it back to him when we go live a little bit later on tonight here as well for different events. So if you guys were tuning in for last season we did the team and individual Group 4 championship series. So it was a manufacturer team event, and then it was an individual championship on top of the team manufacturer event. We're back here this season with a Group 3 championship series, and then in alternating weeks, it's a Group 4 Sylvia Touring Car series, which we had round 1 last week. So if you missed that, it's definitely on the GTRC YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. And it's there to go. So you can see the drivers are now checking in. And we're good to go, ladies and gentlemen. So let's jump on track with our drivers here. So we do have Key here. Key was in the Silver Touring Championship last weekend as well over at Trial Mountain, so had a very great performance and won the race as well. So he's going to be keeping our eyes on Key here today to see how he's doing in the GR3 series, and we can see he's opted to run the Nissan GTR, ladies and gentlemen, and personal favorite car of Ghost 45 here myself. I really like the Group 3 GTR here in GT7. It's just it just feels really good. Feels really good. It's fun to drive. We got Ibra again returning back from last season from the Group 4 Championship Series. He had a really good solid run in the Group 4 Series last season, so we do expect to see him have a pretty good showing here in the Group 3 cars. But again, Group 3 and Group 4 cars are quite a bit different from each other. So some drivers do prefer the Group 4 Series class, and of course some drivers do prefer the Group 3 class. So it'll be interesting to see how Ibra does here today. As we can see, we just had an update here on Gran Turismo 7, ladies and gentlemen. So, unfortunately, we do have a little bit of the car glitching back and forth issue going on again. We got Posh Connor here, and again, Posh Connor starting in the Sylvia series as well last weekend in Trial Mountain and had a pretty good run. So, and he's also chosen Nissan GTR. So, a couple GTR guys. We got a looks like an Evo here on track as well. And moving down, we got Type R, of course, returning from the GR4 series, also competing in the touring car series for the Sylvias as well. And you can see that he's in that Toyota Supra there now. The Toyota, or maybe the FT1 actually. I think that's the FT1. So we'll leave the side note alone there for a second. And then we just had Bar go past him there, just up ahead. So let's move down to Bar, as we haven't gotten to Bar yet. And Bar's in the 1999 Nissan GTR 500. How's it going, Bump? How you doing, my guy?
Good. Just joined in.
Are you in the lobby?
I'm loading in right now, so
I don't know if we have a full grid or not, but qualifying has started, so you definitely need to get in before they start the race.
Yep. Joining in. Yeah. It's just joining in right now.
Alright, beauty.
So.
Hey, how's it going, Joe? Good stream. Love you, brother. Appreciate you. Got the wrong dashboards open. Here we go. Nuclear clutch. Every tire is available but not required. 1 hour races, mediums only. Gotcha. Appreciate the info.
Load in.
So again, Bar's in that 1999 GTR 500. Interesting car choice here. It's an old school GR3 car, so that's going to be interesting. It's actually a really good, stable car to drive, too, ladies and gentlemen. We got 750 here again. 750 is returning from the Group 4 series from last season. He's in the Aston Martin. And the Aston Martin just most recently got a little bit of a buffy as well in the update. So, should be looking out for that car today. We've seen Type R. We got Troll and Colby, and Troll and Colby's in that Toyota Supra. Again, another car that received a little bit of a buff in the update and has become very, very strong. So the Supra, I think, is going to be a car that we're going to have to look out for here in this Group 3 series moving forward as well. We got Happy Pappy, who's opted in Aston Martin as well. And quite a very bright livery he's got on that car here. But we'll get to the liveries a little more as the race progresses here. And then we've got, I can't even pronounce, I can't read that right now. I need the camera to come back at a better angle here for us.
Oh.
Well, we're going to call him 2905 for now until we get a verification on how to pronounce his PSN name there. But he is running the C7 Corvette. Very solid car. I've been practicing with the C7 Corvette myself a lot lately for a series I'm competing in that's specific for this car. And it's an interesting car, so it's going to be interesting to see because this car, very good. It's got decent acceleration, but coming out of corners, the Corvette has a little bit of an oversteer issue. And so it's unpredictable at times. So it's going to be interesting to see how he handles that throughout the race here today as well. thrown in that super intense. We got Boo, our champion from last season, is back, and he's opted to drive the RSR 911. Now, this car, ladies and gentlemen, in Gran Turismo 7 is not for the faint of heart. Very tough car to drive. If it says MR in the car, ladies and gentlemen, it requires a special way to drive these cars with the physics model change in Gran Turismo 7. So you need to be 100% on your game with this car. It is very difficult to drive. So interesting choice selection by our last season's champion, Boo.
Yeah, it's stable, but it's very slow in a straight line. I drove that car for around 4 races, well, maybe 3, and yeah, it's a stable car, just really slow in a straight line. Sometimes it steps out on you when you're braking in fast speed corners.
Absolutely, a good call out there by Bump. Just spell it Ewan and it'll be good. Or John? We'll call you Ewan. Perfect. That's all I needed, man. Appreciate the clarification on that, my guy. I just don't like to get it wrong.
Yeah.
We do have Hair Razor here as well, again returning from the Group 4 series from last season, or one of our podium finishers. And what's he in there? It's hard to tell with that livery.
Supra. 1997 Supra, I think.
Okay, so he's in the GT500 Supra then. So we have a few different versions of the Supra and GTR in the new game as well, ladies and gentlemen, which makes it a little more exciting. That better choice of cars for our drivers. As we see Ewan there having a little issue, of course, with that infamous downhill section. We got Doug returning as well, ladies and gentlemen. And currently sitting on pole, and he's opted to run the, what is that, a WRX or a Evo? I think that's an Evo. Nope, that is a WRX.
Huh.
Now, the WRX and the Beetle, ladies and gentlemen, did get nerfed slightly with this most recent update. And what we mean by nerf, it means they toned the car down a little bit. So, in the WRX's case, they lost 6 horsepower under balance of performance conditions. And in all honesty, I'm a big WRX fan in the game as well. It's a very stable car. It's a fun car to drive. And of course, it has been a little bit OP since the game's released. But I think that 6 horsepower drop in the WRX has actually helped the car. What I noticed with it is, yes, you do definitely lose some top end speed on the straightaways now with the car, which does hurt the car a little bit. But you can get on the throttle so much sooner on corner exit now with that 6 horsepower loss, because that turbo torque is dumbed down slightly with that 6 horsepower loss, and it's just much more manageable. So if anything, I actually think the 6 horsepower drop in this WRX helped the car out. So I'm not sure about the Beetle. I haven't tested the Beetle since the update yet myself personally, but I'm assuming it's probably very similar with the Beetle as well. If anything, it's probably helped the car on corner exit, dropping that 6 horsepower. So it's going to be interesting to see how everything works out now with the BOP changes and everything that just happened with the update this past week here. So I got to make a slight audio adjustment here. There we go. We're not getting audio on one side of the screen, so there we go, guys. We got it fixed. You guys should be able to hear Bump much better now.
Yay. Yeah, that BOP change, I don't know a lot about it. Seems like a pretty big nerf. A lot of people are waiting for it, because BOP, before that update, it was really rocky. It really kind of sucked, but you know what?
Oh, I forgot to give
really
a 5-minute
good.
warning.
Oh no.
Alright, I'll give him a 3-minute warning.
Oh, Keytop's in a bang livery, holy smokes. Really cool. Oh, Keytop's also, I don't know if you've said it, but he's a rookie in the series, so
he is. It is his first time in the series, but we did see him race last weekend in the Sylvia series. Pardon me, I lost my train of thought there for a second, and he actually won the race in the Sylvia series. So very consistent driver. So I think that he's going to be one of the drivers honestly to look out for here today. When we talked to him in his post interview there too as well, it was you can definitely tell he's very in tune with racing, right? So obviously, if you have a little bit of racing knowledge, it does help the way you perform in these sim games as well, because a little bit of racing knowledge just helps you understand how a car reacts better.
Yeah, for sure. In my series, he's dominating. I think he's won every single race. He's very consistent. He barely makes any mistakes. But really, every race, he's close to that first place. So, excited to see him today.
So what we are going to do today, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to leave the live timing on the top left side of your screen for you guys, so you guys can also track at least where we're watching on the track, the top 8 positions around the number that we're on, for your own purposes as you're viewing, of course, so you can see where your favorite driver's sitting. And we have a couple of disadvantages here on GT7, ladies and gentlemen, compared to what you're normally used to. We don't have the live action replays available currently in the game for you guys, so we won't get to see replays if we just miss something, unfortunately. But we're going to do our absolute best to try and give you guys all the action here. We do have, again, Bump and Run joining us here in the comms box today, so we do love having them in here. An extra set of eyes always helps as well, ladies and gentlemen, to try and miss as little of the action as possible. 90 minutes is a long time here at Bathurst. These drivers are definitely going to have their work cut out for them. We're going to see spins, we're going to see crashes, and I'm sure we're going to see some great moves here today. So.
Yeah, Bathurst is a very fun track. It's really fun. There's a lot of passing opportunities, surprisingly. Not really in the mountain section, but when you go downhill into that final chicane, it's a really sketchy place to pass. But if you're able to pass there, it's one of the best passing spots.
All right, so we have given these guys the final lap warning, ladies and gentlemen, so the drivers that are still on a current lap can finish that lap, and as you can see, they are to pull off at the end of corner 1. And that's just to stay out of the way of any drivers that are still on a hot lap, of course. So we do have Doug sitting provisional pole. We've got Ibra sitting in second. We've got Key sitting third. We've got our current returning champion coming around his final hot lap here. So let's see how he does with Trone just behind there. Let's see if he can improve on that. Fourth. He does, actually. He jumps up into third place. So Boo now up into P3. We got Key in 4. We got Hairraiser looking like P5. No, Hairraiser is going to lose P5 to Bar as Bar just comes around there. Hairraiser in 6th. We've got Posh in 7th. 750 in 8th. We got Trone in 9th. We've got Monkey in 10th. We've got Ewan in 11th, who's still around on a hot lap. So some of these guys can improve their times yet. So let's stick with Monkey Mafia here, as I believe he's the next one to come across the line out of the two guys that are still on the hot lap here. Now let's see if he can jump up that list a little bit here. Monkey Mafia, I've had the privilege to be on track with him most recently here in a couple of other series participating in, and he's quite a very patient, solid driver, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do in that Porsche 911 RSR as well. Again, not an easy car to drive, so you really got to have the knack for these mid-rear engine cars in GT7 to confidently want to take them in a series. So Monkey Mafia does not improve, and E1 we did see have a little bit of trouble there, so he also did not improve on that, so he will come in 11th. We have Happy Pappy in 12th, and we do have Type R in 13th, so we almost have a full grid here today, which is absolutely beautiful to see.
Yeah, and it's a parking lot in turn 1. Love to see it.
Alright, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 90 minutes. We are in Australia. It is time for Bathurst. Let's get it done with. This is a false start, so if these guys jump these lights, they will be penalized, and that is going to cost them immediate position on track. So,
all my eyes out.
We got 1 red light, 2, 3, 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and we're waiting for green. Short light or long light? Here we go. Oh, it's short, and we're off, and Doug goes. Ibra does not get a good start there.
Yep. Monkey Mafia, he's slow. He got I think, slow down. And then I think it was Trone who also jumped the start.
So we did have a little bit of a bottle right at the start-finish line. Ibra didn't jump the start. He just didn't take off and the lights went green. And that did cause a little bit of a clutter right at the start-finish line there. So how many of these drivers have damage is unknown at this point. But the damage is just on light, ladies and gentlemen. So the damage does go away after about 30 seconds. So these guys do have to tough that damage out for 30 seconds, and it will cost them over that 30-second period until the car fixes itself, essentially. And then it's race on again. So 30 seconds of damage on the car is definitely hard to deal with, especially in the Group 3 cars, because the aerodynamic and the suspension and all these things that make these cars as quick as they are, if you damage them, it absolutely affects performance of the car immediately.
Yeah, for sure, especially when you get suspension damage, it slows down you a lot. It doesn't, well, if you get rear damage, it doesn't really affect kind of oversteering, surprisingly. But it does, yeah, it slows you down by like 10, 15 miles per hour, so not sure what that is in kilometers per hour.
As you can see, the group is very close together. They're basically just single file, nose to tail, right from 1st to 13th place currently right now, so we love to see that. That means nobody suffered any real significant issues at the race start, so we definitely love to see that. And again, you guys, ladies and gentlemen, as I say always, these guys put on a fantastic race every week, so settle in. It's going to be a good one.
Monkey Mafia off. Might have made contact with Type R there.
Ooh, and that's not boding well. You can see that smoke coming from the back of that Porsche 911. He's definitely going to be suffering from some damage there. Now, however, the advantage to the mid-rear engine cars is if you go into the wall with the front end of the car, you will definitely most certainly suffer some aerodynamic and suspension damage, but you shouldn't hurt the engine. The engine, of course, is in the back of the car in the Porsche, so as long as you keep the back end of that car off the walls, you should never have that massive damage failure in the car here on Gran Turismo. So a little side note to the mid-rear engines, there is a slight advantage to having a mid-rear engine car, as obviously 9 times out of 10 when you do end up going into the wall, you usually end up going in nose first, where the front wheel drive and then front rear drive cars, of course, will take engine damage a lot easier because the engine is right there. So a little side note.
Tron going for a move on Happy Pappy. They're side by side, and Happy Pappy backs off a little bit. Pretty good place to pass.
And Bathurst is a very tricky racetrack. There isn't particularly a lot of passing opportunities on the racetrack. You know, if a guy makes a mistake in these more tighter technical sectors in the infield going up the mountain, and then of course coming back down the mountain, you just don't pass going down the mountain. You absolutely just have to remain patient and remain on the driver's cues ahead of you, so that you don't, of course, create an incident or contact for you and, of course, the driver in front. But really, turn 1, turn 2, and, of course, that final straightaway to last chicane moving up here is kind of ideally the best places to be passing here at Bathurst. We do have a yellow flag.
Oh, Bo's around in one of the places where you don't want to be spun around, and he's not ghosted, which is even worse. Oh, now he's ghosted. So holy smokes, you never want to be facing sideways in that section of the track. Not only for the driver who's sideways, but also for the drivers who are catching up, because there's a lot of blind corners around this track, as Bo now in 12th.
And again, he doesn't have engine damage. The car is definitely running at full revolution. You can hear it when it goes by, ladies and gentlemen. So the car is definitely running at its max power, but he's definitely going to have some suspension and aerodynamic damage he's going to be dealing with. So really unfortunate for returning champion here. But again, ladies and gentlemen, I said it right at the beginning of the broadcast, that Porsche 911 RSR is no joke. It's not an easy car to drive. So we do have Doug coming across, currently sitting with fastest lap on track, but it looks like Barr just took that from him. They're in second place. So Barr looks like he's having a good solid run early on here as well in that old school GTR there.
GR might make a move on Harry.
500. My apologies, chat.
GR tried to make a move down into that final corner. No, not close enough to make a move there. You always want to be on the back bumper making a move around here, or else driver in front won't suspect it.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, you do see some of the cars jumping a little bit. Now, these drivers aren't actually really lagging, I don't think. It's just, again, the update, you know. The update unsettled the servers a little bit, so it's a little bit of server lag is what you're actually seeing here on the stream. The drivers may or may not be seeing this. Depends on each driver.
Is now Tron trying to... I think going to try to make a move on Polish, but really not the section of the track that you want to be. It is definitely, looks like Tron is faster than Polish here.
No, the downhill and uphill section, ladies and gentlemen, is actually a good... Ooh, a little bit, just nicking the wall there was Tron. He got really fortunate there. That could have ended up very, very badly coming down that downhill section. This is actually a really good spot to gain on your driver that you're trying to pass or catch up, is in the uphill and downhill part of Bathurst. So again, when you come up this big long straightaway, if you can get close enough to the guy coming out of exit, you're going to be in the slipstream. By the time you get to the end of this straightaway coming into the chicane, you're going to have an opportunity to make a move. And this is one of the spots on the racetrack that is an ideal situation to make a move here.
So I think Barr is actually catching up to Doug here. Now I think Barr is close to the draft. I don't think it's close enough. Oh yeah, yeah. It looks like Barr might make a move in the next couple of laps, or he might make it in this corner.
We got to map our controller buttons, chat. We keep forgetting to map our controller buttons.
Oh, it's Barry's in the slipstream. Will we be able? No, I don't think. No, it looks like Doug just slowly closing that gap for Bar, and Doug keeps in first. But I think Bar definitely has a faster car here.
And I mean, it's so early in the race. Is it worth really playing the cat and mouse game this early on in the race as well, especially on a difficult racetrack? I mean, ooh, we can see Bar getting a little bit squirrely there. He managed to keep it together. That was a really great job by Bar to keep the car underneath him there. And, you know, right when you come up around that hill to come around that first little right-hander there is a little bump on the racetrack there. And if you get on the throttle just at the wrong time, that's an end result of what happens there. Is it just unsettles that rear end of the car. Ooh, Doug getting really wide there. So, juicy little battle between first and second place there.
Oh my goodness!
We gotta get outside the car and see what is going on here, as the Bar's currently really struggling at the moment here with this downhill section in this car.
Yeah, I think his tires are a little bit too hot. That might be why he's struggling a little bit. Maybe push a little bit too hard to try to catch up to Doug.
You can see that car has a little bit of better top end than that WRX. Again, the WRX, ladies and gentlemen, did definitely lost some straight line speed in the most recent update. So you can see that right now as Bar is trying to chase Doug down here as we're sitting in chase cam currently.
And now Hair Raiser might make a move on Keytops coming into the chicane. No, it's a really
juicy little three-way battle popping off back here for third, fourth, and fifth place. So good call by Bump there. We're missing a cracking little battle going on here as we're coming around the final corner here. We love a three-way battle for podium positions, chat. So let's see how these guys handle this. As we got a whole variety of cars. We got a GTR, we got a Supra, and then we've got a WRX in the mix here. So GTR again, still a very solid car in a straight line, but if you can drive a GTR properly, you can really zip that thing around corners too, ladies and gentlemen. You can see Key's doing a great job with that car early on here in the race, but he has Hair Raiser all up in his business.
Yeah. Can he make it around the outside? We don't see it that often. Looks like Hair Raiser is going to back out early, maybe the switchback. GR has a very good view of this. Maybe we'll make a move on Hair Raiser, but I don't think we're going to see it happening.
That's the view we've been looking for, ladies and gentlemen. There we go.
Yeah, Keytop's really fast. I think he broke a lot later than Hair Raiser. That gained a little bit on Hair Raiser. Hair Raiser just made a bit of a mistake going through that section of track.
So we're going to jump back on board with Ebert here now. Ebert's just kind of sitting behind in the back of this battle for P3, P4 in a sense. He's just chilling. Ebert really has not attempted to make a move or anything at the moment. You can see he's just very calm, collected. He's just happy to sit back here and see what happens between these two guys. Ideally, Ebert is sitting in the best position currently right now if he can keep it nice and tight and clean, because these guys are going to start battling here for P3 and P4 eventually, and that's going to allow Ebert to get right up on the back of these guys. And if either one of these two makes a slight mistake while they're battling, Ebert could very potentially leapfrog and take both positions from these guys. So Ebert currently could be in a very good position here, but he is losing just a slight amount of pace off these two guys. But again, if they start battling, he'll very, very quickly catch up to these two guys up ahead of him here. So Keytops is doing a great job keeping Hair Raiser behind for the time being, though, and Hair Raiser's a very good racer, so he's not the easiest guy to defend against. And Hair Raiser having a moment coming out of the final corner there, so that's going to allow Ebra to definitely catch up and maybe allow Key to get away a little bit here and start to work trying to catch up on Bar and Doug up in P1 and 2 there. So
and now GR on the back bumper.
We got Ewan is just out of this picture here too, ladies and gentlemen. He's not that far off here, just a couple seconds behind these guys here in 4 and 5 as well. So Ewan could benefit from these guys starting to battle a little bit here as well. We got Posh Connor here in the other GTR with Drone.
And now GR making a move on Hair Raiser. Very nice move.
We missed it down the outside there, chat. But as you can see, Ebert now taking P4 from Hair Raiser, and that's all it takes is one little mistake, ladies and gentlemen, and all of a sudden you're in a whole boatload of battling. So Ebert clearing him quickly and moving on down the road here, so a little bit of clean air to work with for the time being as he tries to catch back up to Key now and work on that P3 position.
Yeah, I think what happened there with Hairraiser is he maybe just carried a bit too much speed coming into that corner. Just went a little wide and then had to brake a bit to avoid hitting the wall.
And we do
So I
have a
think that's why
caution. We do have
Hairraiser.
a caution somewhere on the racetrack here. Let's see if we can find where that caution is. Must have been in the back end of the pack.
Oh, GR, oh my goodness. Oh, jeez. Oh, right. Oh, a little bit like, I thought GR was getting a little piled into, but no, that was just a little bit of leg.
Ooh, and we just see Elon making a mistake coming into the out of the downhill section here, and now he's gonna be in trouble here as he's got Posh and Trone Colby both barreling down on him here. So Ewan now is finding himself in a battle here for position as well with that mistake coming out of the downhill section. A very final left-hander hairpin and just making a slight turning calculation there and just catching the front end of that car. So potentially even fighting a little bit of damage maybe with that. But as we can see, Posh Connor and Trone Colby have closed that gap very quickly, and they are on him as he's getting a little bit wide there as well. So now he's going to have some dirty tires coming into this final corner as well.
As now Barr, he might make a move on Doug here.
We do have to jump
Round
to that.
2, maybe.
That's potentially a battle for position for P1 here, ladies and gentlemen. So we're just going to jump over.
Barr pushed Doug a little bit. Maybe he's probably being conservative with where he wants to pass people, or if he wants to pass people at this stage of the race.
What do we got for a gap? So from second to third place currently, we're looking at about 7 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. So if these two choose to work together like this for 90-minute race is a long race. We're 13 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen, so we still have quite a bit of racing left to do here on Bathurst. We're going to see pit stops, probably at least 2 stops here today. So working together could definitely work to these guys' benefit. And I mean, if I was in Barr's position right now, that's the smartest move, in my opinion, Barr could be making, is not to battle the leader, but to work together with the leader to get away from the pack. So hopefully, when these guys do make their first set of stops, they can stop in at the same time and try to get out in front of the pack still and maintain that lead is the ideal situation there. So so far, it looks like Barr and Doug are doing a pretty good job of doing that as they're trying to open that gap from our third place driver, Key, here, who is just staying very consistent. He got a little bit wide there, but we'll turn on some tire and fuel for you guys here in about another 10 minutes. I suspect we'll see these guys thinking about starting to stop in about another 10 minutes here. This is just off the, just a whim, just a broadcaster educated guess.
Yeah.
So we now see Posh in 6th, we see Trone in 7th, and then we've now, of course, seen Ewan lose that position of both those drivers, dropping down to 8th place here. So really unfortunate there for Ewan, but that's all it takes is a little bit of damage on these race cars. And we got a battle here between Boo and 750 currently coming into the chicane here. Ooh, and 750 loses it. Oh no, is he gonna?
Oh no.
He manages to keep the car pretty safe there.
And no damage.
So really great job by 750 there to keep the car in one piece there, because great battling there. He just got the rear tire out in the grass on the edge of the racetrack, and that's all it takes in these front rear wheel drive race cars is you get a little bit of tire in the grass onto the throttle, and it just kicks the rear end out, and that's what we just saw there from 750. So unfortunate situation for 750, but a great save by 750 as well. So still in the fight here.
Yeah, holy smokes. I thought that car was going to go straight into the barrier and maybe cause a collision with someone else. Holy smokes.
And Type R here in that Toyota FT1, struggling a little bit here, it seems like. We got Monkey Mafia here in the Porsche as well, a little bit behind, but tough racetrack. Bathurst is not an easy racetrack, especially for 90 minutes. These guys definitely got their work cut out for them here today, so. We can see Doug starting to open up a little bit of a gap here on Barr as well. We've seen Barr making a couple of mistakes there just before we went through the field to see what was going down there. We see Barr making just a slight little mistake coming out of exit there on the final corner of the downhill section as well, just catching the wall with that right side of his car. So just a little bit of struggle from Barr currently. Maybe tire wear is factoring in there. We're not sure. We will take a look soon, Chad, I promise. We'll let you guys take a look. The reason why we're not showing it, ladies and gentlemen, is fair play. Some of the racers may be just listening in or tuning into the broadcast, so while they're racing, and we just don't want to be giving up any free information to the drivers that might be wondering how the driver in front of him is doing on tires and fuel. We will let you guys take a look for yourselves. Of course, I won't say anything about it, but we'll definitely let you guys, the viewers, take a look here in a few minutes. Normally I have a fancy little banner I put at the bottom of the screen so I can just hide that and shut a button off, but I don't have a banner made for this particular league here currently, so we're getting one where we're going to get one made up shortly, ladies and gentlemen. So you're going to see some different looks here for some of the leagues that we broadcast for regularly, as well as we get our graphics designer to do up some pretty sweet stuff for us. We see Trone coming in quite early here. I'm actually quite surprised to see guys starting to stop so early already. So with that being said, let's just turn that information on for you guys. So he's not too shabby in one aspect, but we kind of understand why he's coming in. So I'm not going to say it, I'll just let you guys take a look for yourselves. But maybe a little bit of strategy here coming from Trone as well. Maybe looking for an early undercut situation early on in the race. So maybe he doesn't want to be driving in the dirty air anymore. So sometimes it's just best to get out of dirty air, take a pit, and come out on track with some clean air and just run some good, clean, solid hot laps in a sense. But as we can see, he's coming out right beside Type R here. So he's either going to have to settle in behind or try to get around him quickly here. So let's go through our field here. We'll go to our leader. So this is our leader situation. I'm not going to say it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll just let you guys take a look. Moving to our second place driver, Bar 27, currently on track here as well. And we are going to talk about the tire wear and fuel consumption model here in the new game as well. Now we're coming over to our third place driver here as well, and our fourth place driver currently with Hair Razor. And then we've got fifth place driver Ibra here, ladies and gentlemen, and the other Subaru WRX. We do have Posh Connor here in the other GTR as well. And you can see the drivers are starting to space out a little bit. Now we've got Boo. We've seen Boo have an incident there in the downhill sector. He was all the way down into 12th place, and now he's moved himself back up to 7th place. So Boo is definitely on a charge here currently, and this is what his situation is. We're moving down to Happy Pappy, who's having a great run so far, sitting here in P8 as well. We got E1, ladies and gentlemen. $750, again, returning from our GR4 series last season. Some great looking liveries on these cars too, ladies and gentlemen. These guys have done a really great job with their liveries on their cars. Monkey Mafia's got a very hypnotic kind of paint design going on there. It's very, very interesting. We got Type R. And of course we've seen Trone just come into pit lane there a little bit earlier. So we are going to remove that information again, ladies and gentlemen, for its time being. So we did see some different strategies playing out in amongst throughout the field there, as we're showing you guys tire and fuel situations on all the drivers. So you guys, it also helps you understand why we see the field sitting the way we see the field sitting currently on track as well. So that's going to change periodically throughout the whole entirety of the race as guys work out their strategies. And again, every one of these race car drivers do come in with a very designed strategy in their head, so a plan. They're coming into the race, they have a strategy and a plan, and ideally, of course, that's their ideal situation, and hopefully they can play the race out to their desired strategy. But of course, racing is racing, and racing changes your strategy on the fly sometimes. So these guys also have to learn to adapt to the strategy set in place. If they have an incident on track or they're forced to pit early for some reason, that's going to change your pit strategy. So not only do these guys have to worry about hitting their points, making their corners, battling other drivers for position, they also need to worry about their pit strategy and the situations in front of them. So every decision these race car drivers make throughout a race on track here does affect an end result, whether it be your strategy, your position, your pace. So you're going to see some drivers in a 90-minute race not push so hard. You're going to see them just look for that really consistent run. And at the end of the day, I think we're going to see some of the drivers that are just looking for that consistency really fare out here at the end of the day today. So.
Yeah, and if we look at Doug and Bart's tires, last time by, they were very worn out compared to Key Tops's, Hair Razor, Ibra's. Most of the guys, like the top two, have the most worn out tires out of everyone on the grid, I believe.
Absolutely, 100%. So, I mean, you can tell that they're just absolutely full push right now. But, I mean, to only have a 5-second gap from first to third place really isn't enough for pit lane here. So, I mean, these guys are going to lose, definitely lose position to a lot of these guys that are on the harder compounded tires behind them, because we're not going to see these guys stop when the leader and second place driver stop, because they're going to be able to basically double stint those tires.
Yeah, for sure.
So it'll be interesting to see how the strategy works out here. We see multiple strategies going on track right now. Currently, we've seen Trone come in super early, quite a bit earlier than I expected to see a pit stop be made here today. So again, and I think that's strategy, ladies and gentlemen. I think he's going for a supreme undercut situation here.
Yeah, for sure. Keytops with a banging livery and a bang performance. Sorry for my puns. But yeah, it's looking pretty good for Keytops here. I think he might be conserving his tires a bit. I don't know what it's going to play to effect. I don't know if he's not going to overcut or undercut. I'm not sure, but Bar and Doug, yeah, with worn out tires. I think if Bar and Doug had to use that much tire wear, to like get out in front of Keytops, I think Keytops might have a bit of a faster performance, but we never know. We have around an hour, I think, yeah, an hour and 10 minutes remaining in this race, so you never know.
Absolutely, absolutely. Long race, anything can happen. But again, ladies and gentlemen, we won't see kangaroos or wallabies or any of our local fauna coming across the track here today, as of course this is just a simulated race. So at least the drivers can be thankful for that. That's one less road hazard that they need to worry about during the race.
For sure.
So I would definitely assume we're going to see our leaders pitting soon. I mean, now let's talk about the tire model here in GT7 compared to GT Sport, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys are curious about how the tire wear difference is, the tire models are significantly different between Gran Turismo Sport to Gran Turismo 7. When you start to see about 30 to 40% wear on a soft tire in Gran Turismo Sport, you feel that under braking, you feel that under throttle out of exit of corners. You can tell that it's greasy. You don't have a lot of grip there. But in GT7, the tire model is significantly different. You can still push these cars fairly decent on even 50% worn out tires, because the tire model has more grip under tire wear than the previous game GT Sports. So these drivers can most certainly drive a lot longer on worn out tires. Now, with that being said, of course, when you have worn out tires, it's still going to affect your lap times, because of course you're not maximizing the grip underneath the tire in the race car. But these drivers can absolutely push those soft tires a lot longer in Gran Turismo 7 than you could in Gran Turismo Sport, without a question of a doubt. As we see 3 drivers coming into pit lane here. So we see Doug, Bar, and Hair Razor all coming in, and Key opting to stay out.
Yeah, so what I just realized is actually Keytops is on the medium tire instead of the top, well, the Doug and Bar, who were on the soft tire. So that's why you saw that tire wear difference. Sorry about that. But yeah, still alternate strategies kind of mixing into this race. So when is Keytops going to stop? That's the question. I think he might stop maybe in the next lap. I don't think he's going to be able to save one more lap of fuel. So very interesting strategy plays here.
Well, and that's another thing, ladies and gentlemen. There's so many things that need to be factored into how our race is going to end today. There's different cars on track, so we have different manufacturers on track. Now, each one of these cars has different attributes. Some cars are better on fuel than other cars, but some cars are better on tires than other cars. Some cars have better acceleration points than other cars, but some cars turn better than other cars. So it's really hard to determine what the best strategy is when you're in a field of multiple manufacturers in a race, because the fuel strategy and all these things that these drivers have to consider is these drivers are non-stop thinking while driving, because you have to consider, okay, I'm in this position, the guy in front of me pit 2 laps ago, I've gained this much time on him, but I'm starting to lose time because my tires are wearing out, but I've got plenty of fuel, should I push 1 or 2 more laps, try to open up the gap? You push another lap, you keep your eye on that live timer and be like, okay, I'm losing time, I need to pit. So again, your strategy will be changed depending on, of course, how the race is going in front of you. So it's going to be interesting to see what Key does here. His Key Tops, his name is Key Tops, but his Key here is his nickname.
Yep.
So and we just got the drivers' nicknames on here for the race today, ladies and gentlemen. So.
And you can really see Bo is struggling in that downhill mountain section. He lost a bit of time to Polish, but when these guys pit, it's just going to be even out. So
we do have Key now coming into pit lane here, so let's see if Ibra opts to pit. Ibra does actually opt to pit as well. And I figured about the 25-minute mark was going to be about pit window, and I wasn't too far off there. So for the majority of the field, that 25-minute mark is about our pit window here for most of these cars. And we're just going to try and get a good look at the liveries here while these guys are in pit lane, because, man, these guys' liveries just look fantastic. We got Ibra coming in. We now have our last season's champion coming into pit lane here as well.
Yeah, Porsche staying out. I didn't know if he was going to be able to fuel save, as he's in a kind of Memorial Day paint scheme. Really nice tribute to all the people who died in wars and stuff. So. Really nice for him to make that livery. Yes. I mean, Keytop's made the livery, and Porsche is using it, so nice. Yeah. Nice teamwork there.
And you can see on every single car that comes into pit lane, ladies and gentlemen, there's some form of damage on that car.
Oh yeah, Bo with the right side, you can see it's a little scrapey. Touch a little bit of that wall. We're going to see that a lot.
And we can see Posh Connor really struggling here on this lap, opting to stay out another lap here. Maybe potentially second guessing that decision here currently, as we see him really having a hard time holding these corners on exit as the cars are really starting to push.
Ooh, oh my goodness. It's really fun seeing these cars go around these corners, but when these guys their tires are barely hanging on, it's sketchy. He really did not hit the apex right there.
I don't think he has enough tire left to just do it properly at this point right now. You can really see him struggling with that tire wear currently in that GTR. As he really had slow entry and exit out of that final hairpin there as well. So I'm sure we're going to see Posh pitting here anytime. So we do have Doug. Once Posh pits, we'll retain the race lead. We have Barr just behind by 3 seconds. So Barr lost about a second in pit lane there to Doug. And, we had Hairraiser and Key having a little bit of a battle coming in the downhill section there. Key making a mistake. Hairraiser just getting in beside him just not to make contact and then backing out right away. So great job by both these drivers to stay safe through the downhill section there. As Key just made a small mistake and Hairraiser was just kind of forced to make a quick evasive maneuver not to make contact there. And actually both drivers came out even without touching each other and no damage. So great job by Key and Hairraiser there, showing some really great racing awareness on track here today.
Here comes Hairraiser. Almost on the outside here. No.
He's looking for a cutback. He's looking for the cutback. Is he going to get it done here? He's going to be on the outside coming into the final corner here, though. He does.
It's close. Keytop's barely giving room there.
That GTR with just enough pull power on the straight line to keep that Supra behind him there. That Supra is no joke either, ladies and gentlemen. That GT 597 Supra it has some pretty good acceleration itself with that turbo. So
I think Bo might have made a mistake. Now he's in 9th. So I think he was in 7th before the whole pit option. Oh wait, no, Happy Pappy and Posh. Wait, no, Posh. Oh wait, yeah. So Happy Pappy just coming into the pits, but still, I don't know. Yeah, Bo in 7th now, so really still making his recovery drive.
That is a very minty green color we got here on Happy Pappy's car. Sitting in pit lane here too, ladies and gentlemen.
Holy smokes. My eyes.
We do see a 3-second penalty here on Type R. That tells me that's most certainly a pit line infraction. So these drivers do have to enter and exit pit lane correctly. You are not allowed to cross the solid white or yellow lines depending on the racetrack that we're racing on, of course. And when you're entering or exiting pit lane, and if you do so, you'll actually pick up a 3-second penalty by our race marshals here on track, and we see that on Type R. And that's a significant penalty, ladies and gentlemen, especially where you have to take this penalty. It's on a straightaway, and you lose just a ton of momentum. That 3 seconds will end up costing you 5 or 6 by the end of that penalty, unfortunately.
Yeah, almost to walking pace with the 3-second time penalty. Holy smokes, these penalties. I love these new penalty zones. It's really cool to watch. Really fair, too.
It's a benefit to all of the officials behind the scenes that do all our stewarding and our officiating here at the racetracks week in and week out as well. You know, huge shout out to all the behind the scenes staff that do all the work that we don't see, of course, here on camera to make this stuff happen. But, you know, these guys got to go through the races. They got to do incident reports if drivers file incident reports. They got to look for infractions. And now with having the penalty system in play here with GT7, that takes one less thing for the officials to have to be looking out for on the racetrack, because the drivers are forced to serve a penalty in a very specific spot on the racetrack, and you can't burn the penalty anywhere but that spot. So one advantage, of course, for the behind-the-scenes guys for all the races here that we see on Gran Turismo with the Gran Turismo 7. So always a plus there. So we love to see that. But
yeah, for sure, it's down.
We're 32 minutes in, and I'm really not going to say what else on my mind, but again, we just had an update, ladies and gentlemen, this week, so there's a lot of uncertainty with races on GT7 that are at an extended period of time, but so far everything's looking pretty good. We've seen Ibra make a big mistake coming out of turn 1 there, and you got a little bit of a what looked to be an understeer oversteer moment all at the same time there, and the front end of the car dived really weird on him, and he's going to lose that position to Tyrone Kobe there, making a nice pass in that Supra. And Boo's now coming up on Ebert here as well. So Boo's looking pretty good here so far in that Porsche, but lots of race left. We're just a little under an hour remaining, ladies and gentlemen. So
yeah, what a recovery drive for Bo. Now, if he can get past these two guys, he's going to be in the top 5 and possibly a threat. Let me see here. Yeah, once he gets past these guys, he's going to be around 30 seconds behind Doug. So I'm not sure if he's going to be able to gain that for the rest of the race, so not sure.
And you can see, when judging, looking at the time here by Boo compared to our leaders too, he's about 3 seconds off the pace of the leaders currently a lap. So based off the fastest laps put down, of course, ladies and gentlemen. But so a little bit off the pace currently of the leaders here right now as well. But again, different tire compounds are going to relate to, of course, different lap times on track as well, ladies and gentlemen. So,
and also Tron is on the soft tires while Ibra and Bo are. Oh, Bo's now gonna try to get past Ibra here, both on the medium tire. Tron trying to survive on the soft tire, but I'm not sure if the soft tire survives this. They're side by side. I don't think this is gonna end well. Okay, it does. Alright, that kink right there, that's very sketchy.
It can be, especially as we've seen Ebert take a little bit of curb on that inside line just to make sure there's enough room for both the drivers to go through there. That curb can absolutely kick your car back out across the turn there, and that can cause a mess if you got a driver beside you. So great job by both the drivers to get through that kink at about 160, 170 mile an hour beside each other like that.
I don't know what happened to Tron. I think he might have made an earlier pit stop because, yeah, he's down on fuel, so, and his tires are a little worn out.
Tron pits about 10 minutes before the rest of the field did, so.
Yeah. Well, he might drop down, looks like, yeah, it's probably 11th or something. Yeah, so, really alternate strategy for him as well. That will put Bo in 5th once Tron pits. Tron will probably pit, probably 1 or 2 laps from now. Oh, a little bit of lifting.
All right, so we got a couple of guys in pit lane here. Now, I'm not exactly sure what I'm seeing with Happy Pappy. What are you seeing with Happy Pappy? This could potentially just be another lobby issue.
Yeah, I think. Oh, yeah, I think he's out of the race.
It shows him in pit lane, but he's literally sitting on the back edge of pit lane.
Yeah, I think he might be out of the race. Oh,
and then we see, we do have Monkey Mafia here too as well, ladies and gentlemen. You can see significant damage on the right side of that RSR Porsche, and it looks like Monkey's having some issues with that race car currently. As you can see, the crew is looking it over, working on it, not doing anything with the tires currently. So Monkey Mafia currently having some form of issue with his Porsche 911 RSR here at Bathurst today as well. And this is a ruthless racetrack. It is definitely hard on cars. So having some form of issue, the crews are looking at it. And Happy Pappy, we're not sure what's going on with his car. It's just sitting at the edge of pit lane there. It's quite interesting.
That's right. When you say that, Bo made a pass on Tron. Not too surprised. Tron really struggling on those tires.
Happened to sketch that, actually. We were just happened to flip right to that just as he made that move there. That was a great move by Boo. So now Boo has...
Tron! Tron in the wall, but I think he's going to pit. I think he's had enough with these tires.
Yeah, you do see him dodge right into pit lane there. I think what was happening there was Ibra was on his track to pit lane, so he tried to slow down a little extra to let Ibra go through so he could get proper access to the pit lane, and I think that extra braking just spun his car sideways on him there a little bit.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
And again, the Gran Turismo 7 is not for the faint of heart, ladies and gentlemen. The new physics model in the game has made racing very, very realistic as far as, especially endurance racing, and especially with tire wear factored in. So you can see all of these drivers struggling to some extent or another with certain sections of the racetrack. Again, there isn't a car that's coming to pit lane that doesn't have a whole bunch of missing paint. As we can see on the side of Tron's car here, currently it's all dented up. There's a bunch of paint rubbed off there. The bodywork guys are going to be working some overtime here after the race today on all these race cars. So,
jeez, all these beautiful paint schemes all ruined. Good job, Bathurst.
So we do have Type R here, who's got a couple of the leaders currently behind him, but of course they were coming through the downhill sector. So the lap traffic does have the right of way to the racing line in that situation, and you did see the two drivers just sitting back behind them trying to get past. But of course that did bottle up third and fourth place driver Hairraiser and Key, and I believe we just seen Key get into the wall because of that. So right now Type R probably should be giving this position up. And by not doing so right there, he actually caused one of the front runners to crash there. So that's a really big incident. And that's not
good.
That's not good, ladies and gentlemen. It's really not good. And again, here he's still battling for position. Now, I'm going to clarify this for you guys, ladies and gentlemen, okay? It is okay if you're lap traffic to race the leader. So the guy in first place, to try to maintain your position on the lead lap. However, if you are clearly off the pace of the leader, it is your responsibility to allow that faster car to go by you when it is safe to do so. So in this situation, our first and second place driver have been around Type R. Type R is now officially a lap down on the racetrack. Now again, going down the downhill section is fine there because it's a very technical sector. It's not the place to get out of the way and let cars go by. Obviously, it's very dangerous. It's going to cause a multi-car incident. It's going to wreck a lot of race cars, and that's just a lot of hundreds of thousands of dollars of damage, ladies and gentlemen. So we don't want to see that. So that situation was picture perfect, what we saw there. But when we hit that straightaway, Type R should have moved over and let Key and Hairraiser go through on the racing line going up to that chicane. So what we seen there was definitely a back marker not following the proper rules of racing there. So it's really unfortunate. I'm sure the officials are going to look at that. Type R is a great racer, ladies and gentlemen. Not taking anything away from Type R. It was just a mistake made on track. But that mistake did cost our third place driver to go off the racetrack and lose several positions. So that's why it's important that the drivers, actually he didn't lose any positions, but he definitely lost a lot of time. I figured for sure he was going to lose positions there because he went right off the racetrack at the chicane there. So again, the drivers do have to be aware of what's going on around them. Flag rules are in play here. So again, Type R is a great driver, ladies and gentlemen. I'll take anything away from Type R, but that's in that particular situation he needed to secede to the two guys behind him there.
Holy smokes, Bar made a massive save on the straightaway. He was all the way down the straight, he was sideways. It was, holy smokes, but he was able to keep it together, but he's on the soft tire, so starting to struggle. I don't think it was a good strategy call by Bar there.
What is going on?
He's a great driver, but
Happy Pappy here.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, Bar on the soft tires. Everyone else, I think, is on the mediums. Yeah, I think Happy Pappy and Monkey Mafia, they're out.
But
Unless Monkey Mafia's taking a bit of a break.
Monkey
I
may
wouldn't see
have
that.
retired from the race, absolutely, because what we do ask of the drivers, ladies and gentlemen, if they are just having a really rough day and they just don't have it in them to continue to compete, or they think that they're going to be a hazard to the other racers, which is the case sometimes. Sometimes we have our just a really bad day, ladies and gentlemen. And I had one actually this past Thursday night in one of my races too. It was a league race, and I was just struggling so much that I finally pulled myself off the racetrack because I just honestly didn't want to mess up somebody else's race, especially one of the guys on the lead lap, right? So I put my car in the pits, and then with 2 minutes left in the race, I brought the car out, of course, to finish the race so the timer could run it, do its thing, and everybody, everything works properly from there. But yeah, sometimes these drivers just opt to, they're just, not there. Sometimes you're just not there. Sometimes you're just not feeling it. And I think that's what we're seeing with Monkey Mafia there today. I think that he just feels like he's just not with it here today. He's just not dialed in, and maybe opting to just put it in pit lane here for a bit. But we're not sure what's going on with Happy Pappy there. That's a weird situation.
Yeah, I don't. That's really weird. I don't know why it says pit out and then him sideways. That's what you usually see when you're in practice, not the race.
So I don't know if he's disconnected somehow, or a controller died maybe, or what's going on there, but
if that was no fault of his own, that really does suck.
Definitely a weird situation, needless to say.
Yeah.
We are trying to keep an eye on that car though, because I mean that car's not ghosted, and it's just literally moving back and forth across pit lane. So the position of his car currently isn't it could very well be a very big hazard to guys trying to come into pit lane. I really don't understand what's going on there.
Yeah, as far I think personally, I think he screwed up on the strategy call, because I think everyone else chose the mediums, but he chose the softs, and those softs really they don't last long as as they're medium. So not sure. I think Barr should try to tire save a little bit, to try to save those tires so he's kind of on the same pace as Doug. But really, those mediums, they can last a while.
I think a semi set of worn mediums is going to be significantly faster than a set of significantly worn softs any day of the week, personally.
1 second time penalty for Doug. I think he might cut a part of the track where it's pretty common to do that. I'm not sure what turn that is, but yeah, 1 second time penalty for him.
Is going to put Barr in play for P1 here, because that's going to be about a 2 second time loss for Doug, that 1 second penalty there. Once he gets back up to speed, so Barr should be basically right on Doug coming into this chicane. Doug goes immediately thinking defensive here, so Doug is looking to hold the inside, but Barr is out in front here. So
a little bit of contact between them two. A little bit of contact again. Doug gets a little loose on the back bumper. Barr is able to save it.
Now we do see Barr just a little bit of side-to-side glitching here currently too, and so maybe that might be playing into a little bit of that contact. There's clearly a little bit of a lagging situation going on, whether it be server lag or Barr himself, but
they're morphing into each other. Oh my goodness! That's a little bit of lag they're coming into.
All right, so that's definitely lag right there, ladies and gentlemen. When you see the two cars get inside each other like that. So what you just saw there, ladies and gentlemen, is the two cars for some reason ended up half inside each other, and then whenever the game lobby, whatever it is going on, caught up to real-time situation, the cars basically bounced off each other.
Yeah, and when that happens, you have no control of your car.
So both the drivers losing a little bit of
Doug
time.
on the wall.
But
goodness me, he's struggling. Those tires must be burning. Holy smokes, he was loose like 2 times in a row coming into that hairpin. Holy smokes. Yeah, it's now Barr. I think maybe he did do the right strategy call, but yeah, those tires are a little bit worn out.
Yeah, Barr's definitely struggling, but so is Doug currently right now. But again, that has probably a lot to do with that little bit of a weird situation we just seen. Currently, they're on track, so there's still little issues going on, ladies and gentlemen. It's a brand new game. It's only released 3 months ago. They still have a lot to iron out. So, learning curve, but the drivers are responding and handling everything that's happening on track really, really well so far. So, kudos to the drivers. Kudos to the drivers.
For sure.
You see Ewan here in pit lane with that Corvette. He's just fueling that car up right now. You can see Fuel Man with a can in the hole. So these are gravity-fed fuel systems, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure, this is something I actually I've been meaning to talk to you guys about. So you just seen the fuel can in the car there on Ewan.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Doug, he's struggling. He was really loose there, but yeah, these cars are really, really struggling. Okay, you can continue now.
Oh, good.
I'll keep you updated.
No worries, my man, no worries. So we do now see Hair Razor up in the P3. Keys down in the P4, of course, obviously with that little bit of an issue with lap traffic there. So he's lost some time to Hair Razor there, but keeping along. And again, we still see Happy Pappy's car just sitting there. Not exactly sure what the deal is there.
Yeah, that's not being fixed. I don't think so.
We'll definitely have to figure out after the race what happened there. To me, that looks like a controller has died.
Yeah, not sure why a controller would do that. I'm not, because on my screen, yeah, he's in the pit lane with the pit out. He's sideways. He's completely stopped. That's really weird.
Well, this creates a couple of issues, ladies and gentlemen, here on GT7 with the flag rules on. Right, if you pass while there's a caution flag, you'll receive a 3-second penalty. And if that car eventually starts to creep onto the racetrack, that's going to go from a blue flag to a yellow flag situation. If there's a battle going around that particular corner for position and somebody makes a pass while coming around, that car is just sitting on the side of the racetrack like that, they're going to pick up a penalty. So it creates a couple of issues as well.
Yeah, not sure. On my screen, yeah, he's in the pits. He's fully in the pits. I don't.
And on my screen, he's just rolling around the edge of the racetrack, back and forth. It's really bizarre. Let's do this.
Really
let's do
weird.
this, chat. Let's jump out of spectator mode. Let's go back in and let's see if that corrects anything.
Oh, and 750 did retire from the race a little bit earlier. I don't know why he did that. No. For me, he's still in the pits. That's really weird. And if that's out of his control, yeah, that does really suck.
Again, we're at the mercy of the game, so, everything was running really, really good as far as the lobbies go, as far as getting a league race going efficiently and properly without bugs and glitches affecting the race before the update. And then they updated the game, and it's unfortunately they went back to square one, so we are fighting a little bit of an uphill battle with GT7 currently in league racing. But again, yeah, see Happy Pappy's on the track on my screen, and then we got Monkey in the pits. I don't even see 750 in the list anymore.
Because it looks like Bo is faster than T-Tup's. T-Tup's a little bit slower than Bo here.
And we can see these guys really starting to struggle a little bit, so we're going to bring back up the information for you guys so you guys can take a look at each driver's situation as far as their fuel and tires goes again here, ladies and gentlemen. So we're just going to slowly rotate through the field here and let you guys take a look.
Oh. It's now Doug Barrow on the back bumper of Bar now. Oh my goodness, Bar is really struggling. And it's now Doug, oh no! He hits a wall, he got in a little bit on the grass there, and oh goodness me, they're struggling.
He did manage to keep that thing out of damage though, so that was a pretty good job there by Doug to keep the WRX out of damage trouble after just catching the grass on the outside of that curb is what happened to Doug there, and he just got a little bit loose on exit.
Yeah, that's the worst feeling you can ever have. You're so close to someone, you work so hard, and then you screw it up and go to the grass. But luckily, yeah, he was able to save it. Sometimes people are not that lucky, and they screw the race because of that.
It's all instinct when it comes. Oh, we got Key getting a little bit squirrely coming out of the downhill section. He does get the wall there, but again, keeps the car out of trouble. No damage on the car there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Bo, I think, made a mistake there because... Oh wait, no, it looks like... Oh wait, no, because Bo, I think, made a mistake going down the hill because he was around 5 seconds behind Keytops when they were when they crossed the finish line earlier. Bo was around 3.3 seconds, so I think Bo did make a mistake as now Hairraiser in the pits.
And we were, just as we were going through showing the tire fuel situations, we did see Hairraiser very low on fuel, so I did suspect we were going to see him pop in there.
There's now Bo coming into the pits. Looks like he's going to try a little bit of an undercut on Keytops. I'm very excited to see what that results in. His fuel right now looks like he could have went for another lap, but yeah, that kind of tells you that Bo was going for that undercut on purpose, maybe. His fuel, yeah, 16, so probably could have gone for another lap. So Bo getting the fuel in. As now Doug starting to catch up to Bar once again here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Bar keeps losing a lot of that speed coming like into that kind of difficult-esque kind of corner. But then, yeah, it looks like Doug will be on the back bumper as yellow flags. Who is it? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm getting yellow flags, but oh no, Doug is now going down the inside of Bar here, side by side. Now it's a drag race down into the final chicane here. Oh, they make a little bit of contact there, but Doug with a bit of advantage. Bar, they're completely side by side, completely even. So now they're going to go to the chicane. Who's going to back off, or if they're going to back off here? Bar, he's going to go for it. Oh, they keep space towards each other. Doug makes a little bit of contact there. Doug forces Bar a little bit off there, and Bar goes for a spin. Holy smokes. That's probably going to be a race report from Bar to Doug there. I think Doug might have left not that much space there for Bar. As now Doug comes into the pits.
From what I take from that, ladies and gentlemen, is Bar should have just backed out and gave that position up to Doug, because Bar has no tires left on his race car. He should not have been fighting for that position.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because usually in racing it's the guy on the inside that has control of the corner. If they're out in front a little bit, I think more than halfway alongside. But yeah, I don't know. Bar should have not taken that chance. It's now Keytop's in the lead.
I mean, we seen Doug start that move coming into the downhill sector too here at Bathurst, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't that he wanted to; it was just that his tires just had better grip than the driver in front of him, and he was just getting a better run on Bar. It was either hit the back end of Bar or go side by side through the downhill. I mean, they got through the downhill nice and clean side by side there. But yeah, coming into that final chicane, neither one of them wanted to give up the room or give up the position, and it caused a racing incident there into the final corner. So
yeah, it's now I don't think that was on purpose.
No, not by any means. Both drivers suffering from some tire degradation there. And then battling hard, and one driver just on worse tires than the other driver, really.
The glitch is now, it looks like Hairraiser making a move. Will it work? No, I think Hairraiser's...
Okay,
no, he's gonna go for it around the outside post here. Post doesn't give a lot of space there, as now Hairraiser has to back out a little bit.
Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we're definitely suffering from the pit glitch here today. We have Bar sitting in pit lane. I assure you, Bar is not sitting in pit lane. He's back on track racing.
Oh, whoa! And then Ion, he's into the wall. That's going to be damage. I don't know if Trone had a bit of help for Ion, but yeah. Looks like a bit... Why? Okay, that's really weird. Reset my spectate real quick. That's super weird. Keytop's leading. If Bar retires, that's going to be huge.
I don't think Bar's retired, to be honest with you. Just the position that car is sitting in pit lane, yeah, it's not retired. He is. I almost guarantee you, Bar is 100% racing on track right now. And the problem with that is he's probably invisible to every other driver on the track now.
Yeah, on my screen. Yeah, that's so weird. As Keytop's in the pits. That's huge for both of them. I'm not sure what happened there.
Unfortunately, Gran Turismo really made a mess of the lobbies with this last update. The last update was actually supposed to address some of the lobby issues, and they skipped the lobby update and went back to more campaign mode stuff, which is useless. I mean, none of us want it anymore. We've all already blasted through the campaign mode. We just want to race now. Fix our lobbies, please.
Yeah, for sure.
Because what I'm seeing today is just not good, Gran Turismo. Not good.
Yeah, that's huge for Bart. That's gonna, I think, ruin his chance of winning here today.
No, I guarantee he's on track. He's not retired. I almost promise you.
Yeah, for me, he's in the pits, so
Yeah,
I don't
he
know.
is for me too. I've seen this glitch before on GT7. He's on track racing, and he's invisible to every other driver on track. I almost promise it.
You know, I'll try exiting the lobby and see if that
No,
works.
don't. You can't exit the lobby.
Well,
You can go into the lobby, but don't exit the room. There'll be no replay at the end of the race.
oh yeah. There's no replay for me, but yeah, just.
No replay for anybody. You'll freeze the lobby up. It won't go back to the lobby screen potentially if you leave the lobby. That's why we tell the drivers not to leave the lobby.
Oh, okay, that's. Oh shoot.
When you come back in, you might create a lag spike for the drivers too.
Yeah, I think they minimized that leg spike, but yeah.
No, that was one of the things they were supposed to fix that they didn't fix.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to deal with that leg spike for so many races, and I don't know. When I was in the 24-hour race today, it looked like no, actually no, never mind.
So,
but yeah.
You know, I can't even begin to speculate, ladies and gentlemen, that Monkey Mafia or Happy Pappy are retired from the race either, because all three of these drivers could very well be on track racing.
Yeah, that's really just sucked for them. I don't know.
Currently, from what we can see, is Ibra's in first place, with Doug chasing him in second. We got Hair Razor in third, but in all honesty, I'm almost certain that Bar is somewhere in the mix there.
Yeah, now I can't spectate, so I know I've had this problem before where you can't spectate if if you join in the middle of the race.
The lobbies have gone right back to square one.
Yeah, that's
we have all our game release issues in our lobbies here again.
Well, that sucks, but yeah, it was fun commentating for you.
All right, brother.
It was really fun. Yeah, I think that's gonna be an end for me. Sorry about that. Hopefully, everyone can say the replay. I didn't know about that.
It's all right. It's all right. It's a learning curve for everybody who's still, ladies and gentlemen. So keeping that in mind. I mean, Happy Pappy is not sitting on the racetrack. That much I promise you. Because there'd be caution flags coming around to all the other drivers that are coming around him, and we're not seeing that. So that tells me that he's either racing on the racetrack or he's still sitting in pit lane retired. Very much the same thing for Monkey Mafia, and now we have Type R coming into pit lane here as well. He may not even be retired either. He may be on the racetrack racing, and we just can't see it. And same thing with Bar.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything from Happy Pappy in Discord, so I don't think he has retired.
So
I think he's still in the race.
We'll have to find out when we do podium interviews, and then of course we'll have to ask the guys who's on the podium, because right now I honestly don't know who's in what position, to be honest with you guys. It's really unfortunate. It's a tough start to the season, the Group 3 season here for these guys. Last week's race went off without a hitch, man. We had no problems. Everything was beautiful. Today, unfortunately, not so lucky.
Yeah, so I can't spectate. I have a black screen. That just sucks.
Yeah.
So I guess that will end me for that's gonna end my day. So I'll see you guys. I'll see you next time.
Sorry, buddy. Sounds
really
good.
Fun commentating. Yeah, thank you for letting me commentate with you.
Always, man. Cheers.
It was a really fun race. Yeah. Thank you.
It's still going. The stream's still going, so at least you can still see what's going on, from what I can see, anyways.
Sure. Wow. GT7. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's gonna be. It's gonna be a while, but just hanging on.
Everybody needs to hang in there. They will sort it out eventually. With that, I can assure you.
Well, everyone have a nice day, and I'll see you guys hopefully next week.
Absolutely.
If we're even racing on GT7. So.
Well, yeah, no, it'll be it'll be back to the Sylvias next week, because they're alternating each
Nice.
championship each week. So it'll be the Group 4 Sylvia Series Round 2 next week. So.
Yeah. Hopefully I can commentate that. That's gonna be interesting. So I'll see you guys next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Alright, well, huge shout out to Bump and Run for the co-coms there. Made a mistake. It's okay to go into the lobby and then come back into spectator mode, but once you leave the lobby, that's it, man. It's game over. And we got Doug here with the spin. Now going into second here, we got Hair Razors now taking the lead of the race. As far as we could tell, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, I know that the finishing position is not going to be what we're seeing on track here. Again, we currently see Barr sitting in 5th place, so he's potentially somewhere in between Boo and Ibra right now, and these guys probably don't know he's there. So hopefully these guys are communicating in the driver's chat to each other, as unfortunately we're definitely suffering from some GT7 bugs and glitches here today, which is really unfortunate because it just makes it tough to sort everything out, really. And it's right around that hour mark we started struggling with this stuff too, so it might have something to do with the duration of the races, maybe. I'm not sure, ladies and gentlemen, but we're definitely suffering from some complications here in the race today. So our current champion currently, as from what we can tell, sitting 4th here on track, so he is definitely starting to make some time up here. He's just only 5 seconds. 5 seconds behind 3rd place driver Doug here. So let's run through our field here. From what we can tell, it's Hair Razor in 1st, Key in 2nd, Doug in 3rd, Boo in 4th, Ibra in 5th, Trone in 6th, Posh in 7th. We've got Ewan in 8th. It's showing Barr chilling in the pits like he's just coming out on track for the first time, sitting in 5th. See, yeah, something is definitely wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know what to tell you. We'll get confirmation on the finishing order after the race, I guess, when we do podium interviews. So the last time that we seen this issue on GT7, ladies and gentlemen, was when we did an event for a league on GT45 Gaming called DMJ Vroom Room. And beautiful partner GT45 Gaming over there. GT45 Gaming is a beautiful partner, DMJ Vroom Room. Let me get it right, ladies and gentlemen. And it's an esports organization that supplies leagues to North America here. So, but what we did was we did an all-star race with the UK series versus the North American series at the end of the season last season. We decided to run it on GT7. And one of the issues, one of the 2 major issues that we had in that particular event was drivers disconnecting. And we had drivers going into pit lane, and the game showing us they're still sitting in pit lane, but in fact are actually on track racing. And one of the drivers that is showed in pit lane won the race, as a matter of fact, which was verified afterwards. So we're seeing much of the same situation currently here right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure what the deal with 750 was. We don't even see him on the list now, so I think he might have DC'd, but yeah, we're really unfortunate here today, as we're clearly having some complications on the racetrack. So at about the 50-minute mark is when we've seen Barr go into pit lane, and then that's honestly the last we know of Barr, 27 currently. To me, I'm assuming he's still somewhere in amongst that battle for P2, P3, to be honest, or somewhere right around where Boo is on track currently. We can try and leave and go back into spectator mode all we want, but it's just not going to change it any. Unfortunately, we have Key in 1st, we got Hair Razor in P2, we've got Doug in 3rd place, we've got Boo in 4th, showing Barr in pit lane still, we've got Ibra in 6th, we've got Posh in 7th, Trone in 8th, we've got Ewan in 9th, we've got Happy Pappy's car sitting in pit lane. We've got Type R in 11th, we've got Monkey Mafia sitting in 12th, and we lost 750 apparently. So, yeah, we're going to continue broadcasting, ladies and gentlemen, because that's what we're here to do, but unfortunately I'm not broadcasting what's really happening on the racetrack to you guys right now, because we don't even know. I don't even know if the drivers even know what's going on currently, so if all of a sudden it feels like there's something beside you guys and you're driving on the racetrack, there's most likely an invisible car beside you guys. So definitely be listening to the cues to each other in the driver's chat for the rest of the race, guys. Just stay safe out there. We see Posh and Trone have been just kind of buddies all race long, man. They've been battling, they've been working together, they've been near each other all race here at Bathurst. We see Trone getting a run on that GTR in the Super on the outside, but Bosch coming back at Trone with a juicy inside move, and Trone's going to try to cut back here, coming into the uphill infield sector. They are going side by side. Is one of these guys going to back out? Looks like that GTR just got a little bit of a better run coming in, or Trone just backed out a little bit. So you see Trone on the back end of that GTR. He's going to sit tight now, basically, until they get through this downhill sector. Once they get to the top of the mountain, they're going to be coming down through that very difficult downhill sector here at Bathurst. So we're at the peak of the mountain right now, where you can see we're starting to come back down the elevation of the mountain. And we're coming into this very, very tricky downhill sector here before we come up to a long, long run on that, not back straightaway, but back straightaway kind of type deal. And you can see Posh actually gained some time into the downhill sector on Trone there, so that should actually keep Trone hopefully right off the back of this GTR. But Trone got a good exit there. He got a really good final corner coming out of the downhill sector there, so we may see that Supra gain on Posh here. Alright, so, yeah, some interesting tidbits and research we're learning here today. A little bit of information from the lobbies here today. So, I mean, information is always important when you're running leagues, ladies and gentlemen. As an event organizer myself as well, is always very, very vital information to know. As, of course, I have a GT7. Oh, no! We see a huge, huge error. Massive error here by Trone in that Supra, as he just got on throttle a little bit too early there. And another issue too, ladies and gentlemen, Gran Turismo 7, and we're seeing it firsthand here right now, is if you get caught on the wall like that, no matter how much you counter steer off that wall, it just keeps the damn car into the wall. So you have to reverse to get off the wall. So really unfortunate for Trone there, as he's probably got some serious damage there too. And of course he's just outside of pit lane, so he's got to run it. You know, he has no choice. He's got to run the car the way it feels right now, and that's really unfortunate for Trone. We got Ewan here in 8th. That should give him an opportunity to catch up to Trone here and have a battle. Again, we have no idea where Bar really is on the racetrack currently. Same with Happy and same with Monkey Mafia. They might still be racing. We can't verify that at this point, unfortunately. Oh my god, all these spam, man, like seriously. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta get rid of all these spam messages on the YouTube here over at GT45 Gaming. Unfortunately, these guys have figured out to put these stupid little bot programs into YouTube, and they come and put very explicit messages in your YouTube channel. So don't click on those links if you see them. The best thing to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to report it. And just get rid of it. So we're going to refresh the chat over at the GTRC here as well, ladies and gentlemen, to make sure we don't have the same problem over there. As I feel like I'm not getting everything that's happening here. It's so frustrating trying to race a race like this, and of course, as a broadcaster, trying to broadcast this, because I mean, we're not giving you guys proper information here now, and I know we're not. I know what's happening here on track. I know the glitch is going on currently. Unfortunately, there's no fix for it. These guys just got to finish out the race and try to settle the mess when the dust settles. So. But now we see Boo sitting currently in second. We got Barr sitting in pit lane currently in third. Now, with all these position changes on Barr's car, that tells me he's still on track racing. So, yeah. And I mean, the drivers did everything right, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we have a process for before we start these events, these league races. You know, there's a process for these drivers that they have to follow, and I mean, these drivers followed the process exactly as specified within the league regulations. So it's nothing that the drivers have done wrong here either, ladies and gentlemen. It's just the unfortunate reality of the instability of the game currently. You know, when they put an update in, it's supposed to be to fix the game, to make the game better, not regress it, and that's exactly what's happened here, is regressed it. We're not really seeing any battles on track currently here right now either, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, a lot of the drivers are spread out, and the battles that are probably happening, nobody can see. Ah! So let's jump on board with our race leader. Let's jump on board with Hair Racer. We'll get in the OP, the extra OP cockpit angle, this beautiful new angle they added into the game. I'll give them some credit for that, man. The angle is absolutely top notch, man. This is a beautiful angle. It really gives you a great shot of what these drivers are doing in these race cars. And it's not a whole lot different than what the race car drivers do in real life in these race cars. I mean, obviously the focus is on the shifter and the steering wheel, but you know, these guys are adjusting brake balance, or they're adjusting TCS, or they're changing to a different fuel strategy plan on the steering wheel. There's so many other things that happen behind the dashboard of the race car that we don't see as race car fans, whether it be real life racing or the sim racing. So this camera angle really gives us a great shot of kind of what these cars look like inside, and what these guys deal with, and just the constant, you know, having the downshift, having the upshift, having the downshift, having the upshift, having the upshift, having the downshift, having the downshift, having the upshift, having to do this, having to do that all the time. You know, you can see the amount of focus and muscle memory required out of these drivers, and that's why motorsports is considered a sport, because these guys are 100% athletes, ladies and gentlemen. You have to be very well in shape. You got to be physically in shape, mentally in shape to be able to do 150, 200, 250 miles in a race. So as we see here, Razor opted to come into pit lane there, missing pit entry a little bit there. That might cost him a penalty, ladies and gentlemen. We may see Hair Razor pick up a penalty for that for that little incident going into the pit entry there. This game is so unfortunately broken, ladies and gentlemen. We're seeing E1 starting to have some issues here on track now as well, which is really unfortunate. A little bit of front end damage here. We see. Okay, I see why you got to make a little bit of an adjustment when you jump onto them guys there. So Just got to make that adjustment. I'm sure he'll be cruising around here. So Key showing a really good performance here again, coming right off of last week's race win in the Sylvia Championship over in Trial Mountain. Now, of course, these guys have gone all the way to Australia, brought their Group 3 cars with them, and now they're racing here at Bathurst, and Key's having another great run here. Doug also having a fantastic run. Hair Razor is always with a run, and we do see Hair Razor there with a now 4-second penalty, so we got 3 seconds for the pit entry, and then must have picked up a 1 second track limit penalty somewhere. We see Boo with 4.5 here, so penalties definitely hurting some of the drivers here. Okay, so now we see the pit crew out here. We see Barr coming in. I told you he was still on the racetrack, chat. I knew it. Oh, man. And there he goes. So he's currently sitting in 4th place, ladies and gentlemen. So, okay, yeah. So yeah, there's nothing that we can do. I can't do anything to change the spectator moment for you guys, unfortunately. As we just found out with Bumper Run trying to get everything to reset, he left the lobby and came back in. And now he has no spectator mode at all. So that's why we've lost Bumper Run for the duration of the race here. But yeah, we're definitely suffering from some of the game issues here in the race today, which is unfortunate. So we know Barr is in the field, and we know Barr is fighting for position. I cannot see him. Hopefully the other drivers can, but we did see him come and make a pit stop there. So he's most certainly still active and racing on the racetrack. We got Ewan in 9th place. Could very well be much of the same for Happy Pappy and Monkey Mafia as well, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know. We just don't know, chat. We don't know. It's really unfortunate. It's kind of it takes the wind out of your sails as a racer and an organizer and a broadcaster when stuff like this happens. It's really unfortunate. And somebody was in the wall. We just don't know who. So we do have just 10 minutes remaining, ladies and gentlemen. We got Hair Razor here sitting in P3 currently, I think. We got Boo in 4th. We've got Ibra in 5th. We've got Posh in 6th. We've got Tyrone in 7th. Currently showing Barr in 8th. Pappy in 9th. Ewan now in 10th. Type R in 11th. Monkey Mafia still showing us Monkey Mafia's in 12th. So at least the live timing is updating their positions by the looks of it. But, I mean, I could be wrong. So I don't really actually know what to tell everybody right now. like what was that? Yeah. Wow. I'm honestly just at a loss of words right now, Chad. I mean, I just know for a fact that there's so many things going on in this lobby right now. E1 getting really loose there. He's got Ibra coming down on him here, but hopefully Ibra did see him coming out there, so Ibra's just playing patient here. He's going to wait till this downhill section is through, and then he's going to try and get by him here. Once we come around this final hairpin, you'll probably see Ibra try to get around on the straight here. As you can see, whoa, E1 get just a little bit wide coming out of that corner there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I just don't know how to broadcast this race anymore here tonight. I'm just absolutely flabbergasted here. What's going on today? So we have Doug. I believe Doug is winning the race currently right now. With Key in second, we have Hairraiser in third, we got Boo in fourth, we see Ibra 5, Bar currently on live timing sitting in sixth, seventh, as Posh is potentially, I don't know, chat. Trone in 8th with E1 trying to chase him down. E1 has Ibra on the back end of him, so Ibra must have made a mistake because now E1's gotten back around Ibra. Happy Pappy potentially racing, still a retired. Monkey Mafia potentially racing a retired. I'm not really entirely sure, ladies and gentlemen. Not really entirely sure at this point. And that might not be the WRX, ladies and gentlemen, because I thought the WRX was one of the banned cars. That actually might be the BRZ. Woo! Drone just getting a little bit out of sorts there, just tapping the inside part of that final hairpin coming out of the downhill section there as well in that Toyota Supra. So you see all the drivers are definitely struggling with Bathurst here today, and we suspected we were going to see a lot of carnage as far as contact with walls and whatnot goes here today. So I'm not overly surprised to see some of these drivers are struggling. I know I would be. Alright, so we've got about 4 minutes remaining here, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, we see Posh getting all kinds of out of sorts coming into the downhill section as well. Not an easy sector here at Bathurst. It's downhill. There's a massive elevation change. Of course, you've got twisty, turny corners, and a race car that's very tired, wore down, hot. Brakes are probably starting to get wore down pretty good. There's a lot of factors playing into these guys' race here as they get near the end. And Doug's looking very, very strong here in this final stint here in the race as well, ladies and gentlemen. But you can see definitely different strategies coming from some of the drivers here today as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Happy Pappy is still on track racing as well, ladies and gentlemen. And Monkey Mafia, I feel, may have actually retired, but I'm pretty sure two of these drivers are still on track racing, so. And Doug's going to come across. This will be the white flag lap for Doug based off the amount of lap times. He's going to be on his second last lap. Same thing with Key here. This will be his white flag lap for him as well. Hair Racer coming across, not too far behind there from Key as well. Should be his white flagger. Boo's going to be right on the cusp of that final lap. Whoa, with that incident right there, that this is most certainly going to be Boo's final lap here. Alright, so we are on board with who we believe to be our current race leader. As he's coming around the final corner here, he's going to come across the start-finish line with about 15-20 seconds remaining. So this will be the final lap here for Doug as he crosses the finish line. We got Key coming across. Is he going to make it in time? It looks like he's going to make it in time as well. So he's going to be on his final lap here as well, ladies and gentlemen. And his Hair Razor, yes, Hair Razor as well. And then we got Boo, who'll be our next driver up to see if he's going to cross in time. But I don't think he's going to. We only have a couple seconds left. So Boo's going to finish the race here. What looks to be in 4th place. And we see Type R currently sitting in 10th overall. So both these drivers will finish the race here in 10th and 4th respectively. So great job to both these drivers. And we got Ibra coming around now as well. And a nice 6th place finish by Ibra there. We got Posh Connor now coming around here. with Ewan coming around as well. So both these drivers, when they cross the start finish line, that will be the end of their races. So we'll see Ewan come across in what looks to be 9th place, ladies and gentlemen. So great job by Ewan. And then we have Posh Connor coming across in what looks to be 7th. We got Trone coming here. Where's our leaders? And you can see Trone coming around. Trone's going to come around and finish in what looks to be 8th place here today, ladies and gentlemen. So great job by Trone, as always. We just got Doug coming around. I believe our race winner, ladies and gentlemen, is Doug. So congratulations to Doug. We have Key coming around here now. You see our racer just behind there. So Key coming around for 2nd place finish here. And then we got Hairraiser coming around to finish out the field here in 3rd place. And I believe that is everybody. Except for Pappy, apparently. I don't know what to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. It's really unfortunate how the lobby went down today. So hopefully we can get this sorted before next week. We're gonna get official, unofficial results here. Hopefully within the next 30 seconds or so here. And the cars are just on their cool down laps, ladies and gentlemen. The cars take a cool down lap after the race, so they go around at low speeds just to get the engine temperatures down, to get the water temperature down, let the tires cool down a little bit, and get it ready to put it in pit lane. It's like running or cycling or swimming or any of those things. Did we get back to the lobby? We did get back to the lobby. Okay, perfect. Alright, so no point in me saving the replay, because if I save the replay, it's going to be exactly what we just saw on the stream. So my replay is going to be completely useless to the officials that do all the work behind the scenes, so we're not even going to save this one. Yeah, that was a weird race, ladies and gentlemen. That was an absolutely weird race. As far as a viewing standpoint went, anyways. And there's no way for us to check the unofficial results. So, yeah, that was a bizarre race. So I'm gonna jump in the chat. We're gonna get in with the guys. So I'm just gonna flip you over to the Be Right Back screen, and then we'll do some podium interviews, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, alright everybody, how's it going? We're back. We had just had a little sorting out to do there. Obviously we had some technical issues as far as the spectating side of the race went today, but we our suspicions are correct. So Doug did win the race. We did have Key finish in second place. We did have Hair Razor finish in P3, with Boo not too far behind in P4 there, and Bar finishing 5th, which we did suspect based off the live timing at least on the stream. So let's move over to a Hair Razor, our 3rd place finisher. Hair Razor, of course, returning from the Group 4 Championship last season, and of course also competing in the Sylvia Championship that'll be round 2 next weekend. So great race, Hair Razor. Congratulations. How did the car feel to start with? And talk us through your race.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the car was a bit slippery, to be honest with you. Yeah, it was a difficult race, to be fair. There was a lot of toing and throwing on the track, obviously, and some cars spinning, and obviously I couldn't get momentum, and obviously some guys were on soft tyres. I didn't expect the soft tyres to last as long, so I was sticking on the mediums, and then it wasn't until the last pit stop that I went to soft to try and bridge that gap with Key. Obviously it was a little bit too late. I probably should have done it on the 2nd pit stop rather than the 3rd, but nearly.
Yeah, and it was a good run. You were definitely maybe a couple more laps, and you might have been battling for that P2 position there for sure. So it was a really great job, and you're running that 97 Supra GT500 there too as well. One of the newer Group 3 cars here with GT7 release. So great job, by the way, with that car. And how does it feel with the new tire physics and everything that's going on here?
It feels a little different, obviously, to GT Sport. You just have to be a little bit careful on the throttle coming out of the corners, and obviously that's why we're spinning, or braking in the slipstream is a bit. Whew. I think I tapped Keys on one corner, so I do apologise.
Well, absolutely,
But,
and of course Bathurst being such a difficult technical racetrack on top of everything as well. So
yeah, definitely, and trying to get past lap cars as well was another issue that was trying to.
yeah, there
Really
was
tough.
definitely a couple of situations there that we feel from what we've seen could have been done a little bit better. But I mean, it is what it is. It's a tough race. It's a long race for 90 minutes. And of course, we were suffering from some lobby issues, which I'm sure was affecting you guys just as much as it was affecting the viewers watching as well. So,
Of course.
but again, another solid run, and on the podiums as usual here, and
Thank you.
hopefully many more to come. Correct?
Hopefully a bit higher up.
All right. Well, great race again, and great start to the GR3 series, and we'll see you next week for the Group 4 series for round 2 as well.
Looking forward to it, mate.
Awesome.
Looking forward to it.
Oh, shoutouts. Ooh, look at me go. Any shoutouts?
Yeah, congratulations to Doug and Key for being 1 and 2, phenomenal race, well done, good. And for Bo, obviously he come from the back from a spin, I think, and he did really well to get 4th, and he was catching me. And also I'd like to thank the fans as well, thank you, and yourself.
Hey, cheers. A great shout outs there by Hair Razor, ladies and gentlemen. Our 3rd place finisher here for the first round of our Group 3 Championship Series this season. Moving up the field, again, we've seen Key have a really phenomenal race last weekend over at Trial Mountain with the Sylvia Touring Series. Of course, winning that race and then coming in here at the beginning of the Group 3 Championship Series with another strong race and a solid 2nd place. So, congratulations on the 2nd place run. Out of all the drivers on track, you were probably the most consistent one on track today, and that paid dividends big time for that GTR and a nice solid 2nd place finish. So just talk us through your race.
Yeah, well, thank you. I try and keep it as consistent as possible because the GTR likes to slip a few times on me, but no, it started off kind of weird with the way the lights were, and then Barr and Doug were just gone. So I knew that was pretty much out of the picture for a while at least. So it was me and Razor racing for most of the race there, and then a backmarker kind of got in my way and made a little mistake. So I thought that was pretty much my race, and then all of a sudden I was kind of catching, and I decided I was going to pit for softs and put in a little less fuel, so I managed to go past Razor because he made a mistake later on, and so did Doug, so I kind of got a little close to Doug, but I kind of feared that was too late anyway. But then I made my pit stop and for my mediums, and I managed to stay ahead of Razor, but he was catching me on those softs, and I thought it was going to be, at the end, he was going to get me, but managed to pull through, so.
Well, you definitely made the GTR look really good around Bathurst. You're not the best track for that particular car until you get to that back straightaway, of course, and that's really where that car's attributes kick in full force. But really great drive with the car, and I'm a personal fan of that car myself as well here at GT7, so I understand exactly what you're talking about when you say it likes to slip out from you once in a while.
Yeah.
As we did see that, but I mean, in all honesty, I don't think there was a car on the track today that isn't going back to the body shop before the next round in a couple of weeks here.
There was a few walls touched for sure.
For sure. But of course, with the technical issues we're having, were you guys actually able to see Happy Pappy and Bar on track while you guys were racing from your point of view?
I seen Bar for a while. Happy Pappy was behind me, so I didn't notice him. But Bar was ahead of me, and then I don't even know where he went. I just all of a sudden noticed I was in 2nd place, and I was like, okay, where the hell did Bar go? But yeah, other than that, I don't really know what happened.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's just a glitch that was with the game when it released. So hopefully they sort that out soon for us, so we can have races without technical issues on the viewers' side of things. It was really unfortunate for the viewers, just because it's so hard to follow what's going on when you know you have cars that are somewhere else, but you can't see them. So it was a little tough there for sure, but the last half hour of the race, but we did get back to the lobby and got the replay, so that's important, obviously, of course, for standings and officiating. So again, we look forward to seeing what you can really do moving forward in the series. Again, you're showing great pace in the Sylvias, so we're definitely looking forward to see if you can repeat the win from last week's round 1 in the Sylvias next week, and see if you can find yourself on the top of the podium, of course, in 2 weeks for the next round of the Group 3 series as well. So congratulations on a really great drive. It was a tough race for everybody out there today, without a question of a doubt. And any shout-outs, anybody you want to thank?
Thanks, and I know you're doing a great job. I'm loving this. It's a lot different than what I'm used to. Congrats to Doug. He was flying out there, so I could not compete with that. Razor gave me a good run. I think he should have definitely gotten P2 over me, but it is what it is, I guess. He'll get me next time, maybe. So, yeah, thank you.
All right, onwards and upwards and more great epic battles, that's for sure, ladies and gentlemen. So, congratulations again to Key. He's looking really strong early on this season, and he's going to definitely be some competition, I think, moving forward. So, going to be looking forward to seeing that GTR pushing the limits a little bit here as we move forward in the further rounds. And of course, our race winner today, Doug. Doug looked really good out there, ladies and gentlemen. And just so you guys know, the viewers, Doug drives on controller. He races on controller. He's on pad. So, blistering pace. and kept the car fairly safe for the most of the race. For the most part, he, like every other driver, he had his moments, of course, where the car didn't want to cooperate, say going through a downhill sector, especially the downhill sector here today, and just a really great run. So congratulations, Doug. I know that tire management is a little more difficult when you're racing on the controller because you just don't quite have those fine-tuning inputs like you do on a steering wheel pedal setup. But talk us through your race and how it went, and of course, how does that car feel for you so far early on in the season?
Yeah, I'll just start by saying congratulations to Key and Hairraiser as well. Great finish, great race. No, I think it was mainly my tyre strategy that worked out for me. I got it a little bit wrong at the end, so I think I could have had a bit more of a buffer at the end with the way that everyone else was battling. The car felt good. It's definitely slow in a straight line compared to everything else. Even in slipstream, things are pulling away from me up the first hill and down Conrod. But the car seems really quick and stable from Skyline through to Conrod. So, you know, it's got a bit of a plus there. But yeah, no, it's a good race. A bit dodgy with Bar being so glitchy before the first set of pit stops. It glitched into me through turn 1 and pumped me wide at one point. I was like, oh no, come on. And then obviously after my spin, I thought my race was over. But luckily for me, Razor made a mistake and Key had to pit. So I think my pit strategy, although I was shocked with how far the Nissan went on its fuel, because he did at least 2 laps past me on his fuel, and I pitted in with less than a lap of fuel on my first pit stop. So I was a bit worried about that, because a lot of cars seem to go past on the first pit stop.
No, the biggest factor.
It seemed to work out all right in an hour and a half race. I think it might be a bit more difficult in an hour race. I might have to try and manage my fuel a bit better, but it worked out all right for this race. So yeah, good one.
Absolutely, and I mean, you also consider that there were drivers with different pit strategies, different tire strategies as well. So the guys behind you and Bar at the beginning of the race were actually on the medium compounded tire where you guys had started on that soft. Yeah. So they were saving just a little bit more fuel based off the fact that they were on the medium tire, most likely, if I had to guess. So
yeah, I'm not sure it would equate to 2 laps though. That's the thing. So maybe I need to just save my fuel a little bit more than I was. I was revving it right out to try and stay ahead of that Supra, because it's the only way to even have any chance down those straights is to let it rev right to the limit of 5th.
Yeah, I mean, you and Bar were having a good, solid 40-45 minute battle early on in the race there as well. Just talk us through that a little bit. I missed him
after the first pit stop. I didn't see him anymore. So if he was behind me up until 45 minutes, because I pitted in on about 27, then I didn't see him for 20 minutes. He wasn't showing on my screen.
Well, there was definitely some battling going on, and that actually might relate to some of the contact that we've seen between you two guys on the stream as well, was for the fact that you didn't even know he was there potentially. So interesting.
Well, I only remember one little touch with him, and that's where he just before the first pit stop, I think a lap or 2 before the first pit stop, we were going around turn 1 side by side, and his car glitched and bumped me out into the dirt. That's the only time I remember any contact with him.
Well, it's really unfortunate that GT7 caused us so many issues today, because he was most certainly battling with you for a large portion of the race. Okay. It was exciting. It was exciting too, let me tell you. But it does kind of start to make sense from what I was seeing a little bit now. From what we've seen on the track as well. But yeah, interesting race today, needless to say. A little bit of fun for the viewers, I guess, that are going to tune in later on to see the things that they necessarily didn't see beforehand.
Yeah, I get to tune in later and see it as well, so it's all good. It'll be a giggle for me.
It was interesting for sure. So congratulations again on a great win. I mean, you had great pace today, and I was really shocked. At first, I thought you guys were running the WRXs until including that you guys, of course, banned the WRX for the series due to the little bit of unbalancing in that particular car. And so it clicked into me about midway through that was actually the BRZ you guys were running. So I was really shocked to see the pace that BRZ really did have around Bathurst when you're up against cars like the GTRs and those GT500 Supras. And of course, the Corvette C7 is quite a good car in a straight line too as well. So I think that you really drove the car to its absolute full maximum potential today. And it resulted in a great race victory for you today. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And shout outs. Anybody you want to thank? All the good stuff?
It's the usual shout outs. I'd do a razor and say shout out to my fans, but I don't think I have any, so we'll skip that one. But what I will say is thank you to all the boys involved. Thank you to yourself for commentary. Hopefully, you know, me and the rest of the admin team can get this. It worked quite well, but hopefully, you know, once GT have sorted out the glitches again, because they've gone backwards from last week.
Yes.
We'll get some of that better viewing racing, because I mean the racing's always tough. So great to everybody. It's always hard racing, always as clean as possible, and yeah, thanks to everyone involved.
And I mean, huge shout out, great, big congratulations to all the drivers on track today, dealing with the situations we were dealing with on track today. The drivers handled the situations very, very well, and it only gets better, right? You can only move forward. Anything can only get better when it's at its worst that it can be right now. And the lobby state, unfortunately, is about at its worst it can be again currently. So we can only move forward from here, ladies and gentlemen. And just congratulations to all the drivers, putting it out there, putting in the time, putting in the work, putting in the effort, and putting on a good show nonetheless for all the viewers. So thank you everybody for tuning in. We love you guys so much. I'm going to let the drivers do their thing here. They can decompress, and we'll continue on saying goodbye to everybody. So good job, guys. You're safe. Speak freely. And we'll see you next week once I shut the stream down. I got to bounce. I got a race happening in an hour here, so. Alright guys, so there we have it. Again, a tough race today, we had some issues, we had some cars being invisible to other drivers for a while, which was confirmed in our podium interviews there. I did suspect that was going to be an issue at some point. It was a lot sooner than I would have expected it to be, but, the drivers did a good job. They all handled themselves pretty well. It's going to be tough finishes for some of the drivers that were suffering from some of the glitching, but you know what? These guys will bounce back next week. Next week's a whole new week, a whole new race, and it'll be a whole new show. So, thank you everybody for tuning in, for everybody who did tune in, and everybody who sat here and toughed it out with us through the tough spectating issue today. We appreciate your support. If you haven't subscribed to the GTRC YouTube channel yet, head over to the YouTube, search GTRC all in capital letters, and look, of course, for the thumbnail picture that you see here on the broadcast. Hit that subscription button, turn on your live notifications. That way there you never miss another moment of the racing action, ladies and gentlemen. We do appreciate all your support. Much love, everybody. Thank you to everybody who came in and thumbed up the stream, shared it out, and all that great stuff. You're the reason why these things continue to grow and the pages grow and the leagues grow. It's because of you amazing viewers out there. We really do appreciate all the support. You're absolutely legends, every single one of you. We love you so much. And we're going to catch you next week. Same time, same place. The only difference is we're going to be back to the Group 4 Sylvia Touring Championship for round 2, ladies and gentlemen. So, with that being said, we'll catch you next week. Same bat time, same bat place. This is GT45 Gaming signing off. Your host for the evening. Stay winning. Stay safe out there, everybody. Peace and love. And we'll see you next week.